Yo, you are going to become so cold. So very cold. And the reason I'm saying this is because the world is going to start to just tear you apart and tear you apart. And stress, stress, competition, problems, war, war, the woman that you want, the cars that you want, the house that you want. You need to get to a level of just coldness where you don't care, but you're so passionate about winning and you're so passionate about losing, right? You just hate losing way more than you love winning, right? And the world will just make you so very cold. And what I mean by this is with people you're gonna get cold, right? Your attention, you don't just give it out to anybody, right? You don't just smile for anyone, right? Your smile has to be earned. Your attention has to be earned. Not everybody will get your attention. That is if you're pursuing excellence. Because believe it or not, when you get to a certain level, everybody's gonna want your attention. And so you will have to start turning people away and pushing people away because they want your time, and your time is going to be worth something. Your time is going to be so valuable to you that you don't want to just give it up to anybody for free. And some people will hear this and think, well, I'll always have to. Will you? You will have to make time. You're not always going to have time. You will have to make time for family. You will have to make time for your woman, your wife. You will have to make time for your kids, but you're not always going to have time because boom, emergency over here, fire in your business. You got to solve this problem. You got to solve that problem. Bank wants your money. Taxes, lawyers. They're going to make you so very cold. And if this is sounding like a lot to you already, well, you're already out of the competition, right? This goes on that same point that life is war for everything that you want, for the woman, for the car, for the house, even for the clothing, even on social media, the attention that you want. You got to fight for it. Now, you could do stupid stuff and pranks and whatever and get that attention, but that attention isn't going to be as valuable as somebody else in a different space posting different content that has the same amount of followers as you, right? Because their followers are worth more. Their followers are more likely to buy their products. So now they are making more money than you, even though you both have the same amount of followers, right? And even some of the stuff you guys will see around, let's say the struggles of dating or the struggles of just making money, you got to become cold. That's not to say that you're not passionate when you're with, your significant other and you're having fun and you're doing your thing. But to some extent, you have to be cold, extremely cold about your attention and your time and your energy. You won't just give it up to anybody. Sorry, I've been talking the last 2, 3 days, just recording content and recording these courses. Mm. This isn't sponsored. I mean, how do you guys like the suit? I think it's a little too big, but I don't know if I should tailor it or if I should just hit the gym and, grow into it a little bit more. Um, Even this sleeve has been bothering me. I don't know why it's like, it's like so stretchy. Um, but yeah, how do you guys like the combination today? And to continue on that point, you know, you become so cold. And the reason is some of the sacrifices that you had to make forced you to become so cold. They forced you. You had to, become a different type of man in order to get to your goals, in order to get to that next target. You will not get to that target unless you become the man deserving of that target. And because of that, it requires you to become cold. It requires you to become so cold that you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. You're not going to do a win-win deal when there's $100 million on the line. Now you might, right? But that other guy sitting across from you, he's not. He's not going to try to do a win-win deal with you. The absolute winners, the guys that will do whatever it takes to win, they want to make sure that they win and you lose. They may appear to be, yeah, let's make sure that we both win, but they want to make sure they get that. Even if it's 51% and you get 49%, they will make sure they get that extra 51%. Think about that for a second, right? Because it takes a reasonable amount of sacrifice to get to that top level, to be that top dude, to be that top guy. The guy that steps out of the car and everybody's like, who's that? Right? Because you're jacked, you're in shape, you're dressing well, you look good, the car is nice. So they turn over and they're like, damn, who's that guy? Right? You've become a man worthy of respect. The amount of sacrifices that you had to make, you don't just trust anybody. You don't just let anybody come towards you. You don't just let anybody come speak to you. Now, some of you might be like, no matter how much money I have, I'll always be that kind person. That's great. But it gets to a point where the more attention you get, the more you realize you got to shield yourself from people. Because some people, they want to make sure they can get as much of your time as possible. And when you start telling people, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want to go here. No, I don't want to talk to you. They might claim you as the asshole when you're just trying to protect your time. Because you only have so much time. Now, they might be wasting their time all day, every day, always partying or always having fun, which is great. That's what they want to do. That's their lives. But an hour of your time is worth $5,000, $50,000, $100,000. While an hour of their time is only worth $10, $15, maybe even $20. What is your time worth? Why are you so okay just giving up your time to anybody, allowing anyone to just talk to you? Now, if you're doing business with them, that's great. If you're open to doing business with people, that's great. You give them access to you, but they still got to book a call, right? They still got to book a meeting with you, because you understand that if you just let your calendar be open for anybody to book in, that's a problem. Why do you think winners wake up so early? It's so that they get as much time as possible to themselves before they let other people have access to their time. I don't think you guys realize how important it is to truly have control over your time and to truly not allow anyone or anything to get in the way of your time, of your energy, of your goals. That's why you're going to become so cold. Everyone's going to think you're just this arrogant dude that nobody wants to talk to, that you don't want to talk to anybody. It's not the case. But it will seem that way. But you're just trying to guard your time. You're just making sure that you're as efficient as possible. You're getting faster at your work. You're getting stronger. You're thinking more efficiently. And even for those of you that are still in the beginning stages of your journey, understand that everyone who's telling you, think about this. I had to shield my time from my parents and everyone just because I'm the guy that they will always call when there's something wrong in the house, apart from my dad, right? If my dad wasn't the one fixing it, then it was me, right? My siblings will deny it, but that's what siblings do, right? And even them, there's something wrong with the TV, blah, 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 right? But it came to a point where I'm working. Hey, Duno, can you help me with this? Hey, Duno, come help me with this. Come take a look at this. And it came to a point where even during Zoom meetings, where I'm speaking to important clients, where I'm getting interrupted, right? And so you got to draw a line, because sometimes it's not even an emergency that they need you, but because they think that they can just take your time, they will. And they will continue to do it unless you start setting certain boundaries. But then it's, oh, some of you are afraid to do that. You're afraid to be seen as the bad guy. You're afraid to be seen as the asshole, right? Think about that for a second. Protecting and guarding your time makes you an asshole. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? But even with that, there are seasons and there are levels to this stuff. There are people that only their family has access to them, apart from their assistant. You can't even get close to them unless you speak to their assistant first. Or unless you speak to their assistant's assistant. Think about that, right? There's so many, they've put so many people in place before you can even get access to them. Just because that's how important their time is to them. That's how important their time is to their families, to their kids, to their loved ones. Think about that for a second. How much are you guarding your time right now? Who are you letting take advantage of you that shouldn't be? Are you simping after some girl? Probably. Probably. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You guys are still letting that inner bitch inside of you win. If you're new to the channel, we've all got an inner bitch inside of us. And the more you let that inner bitch win, the more of a bitch you will become. And that inner bitch is the one that's telling you not to go to the gym, not to wake up early, not to get out of bed. You're arguing, I should get out of bed, but he's telling you, not stay in bed, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling on social media. Just one more video. When you know you should be getting out of bed. When you know you should be on your way to the gym. When you know you should be doing your work. When you know there's work to be done. There's always more work to be done. Always more work to be done. But the inner bitch inside of you is telling you, nah, just one more video. One more song. One more this. One more that. 5 more minutes in bed. 10 more minutes. 1 more hour of sleep. Think about that. In the short term, yeah, it's just a few more hours of sleep. But in the long term, it's making you weaker. You're becoming more of a bitch. And it's funny talking like this on the channel, because I know that you guys need to hear it this way in order to actually start to feel some type of way, to make some type of change. Because believe it or not, there are seasons and levels to this stuff. There are seasons and there are levels. And if you cannot become cold to protect your time, to guard your energy, to guard your focus, to make sure that you are focused and doing your work as long as you need to, as much as you need to, how can you expect to become successful? How can you expect to attain the things that you claim that you want if you can't even guard your time from other people, taking advantage of your time when you know you have work to do, when you know there's so much work to do? How can you claim that you want the things that you want when you cannot even guard your time? It's all a part of the game. That's why you're going to become so cold. If you truly want to win, you are going to become so cold. And it's because that's how bad you want the goal. That's how bad you want the end goal. You're willing to do whatever is necessary, become whoever you need to become in order to attain those goals. That's what matters. That's how you become a winner. That's how you become exceptional. Making sure that no one is better than you, because you're guarding your time. And that time that you have back now, you're able to put more practice hours, more hours in the gym. Me personally, I optimize my time in the gym. But if you're a guy who's spending 2-3 hours in the gym, do what you got to do. You know, there are days where I do spend an extra hour, an extra 2 hours, depending on if I'm filming content, depending if I just want to sweat a little bit more or just let out a little bit of anger, regardless, you know. I'm not gonna come at you if you're spending 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm not spending 4 hours in the gym, but if you have that much time to spare in the gym, do what you got to do, because that's still work that you're putting in. As long as you're not just horsing around. You know, it's like I always say, no one will ever truly see how hard you work, but they will see how good you get, and they will see how good you get, and they will see how good you get. Best believe that they will, because it's a game until you die, and they are only right until you prove them wrong. They will always be right, but when you prove them wrong, that's it, right? Because they could be right today, but they will not be right forever. Man, oh man, you must play the game until you die, gentlemen. You must play the game until you die. I know this was a bit of a short video, so drop your comments down below and reach out to me on Instagram if you have more deeper questions or things you'd like to hear me talk about. And yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. I was a little bit low energy today. I'm a little sick, but I'm still pushing these videos for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.